I slowly swirled the spoon around my mug, concentrating so hard on the coffee that my teeth ground together as I tried yet again. I'd spent so long attempting to make the liquid inside the perfect temperature that my latte, which had been scalding hot when I'd ordered it, was now cold. But if I could just channel the right amount of Fey energy down the spoon like a bridge, I should, in theory, make the coffee seem hot again without burning my tongue.
There you are. Sorry we're late.
I startled at the sound of my mom's voice, dropping my spoon with a loud clink against the blue porcelain coffee mug and splattering coffee all over the table.
Someone's in her own world.
My dad grinned as he kissed the top of my head. Just practicing. I pushed my mug back and grabbed a napkin to wipe up the splashed coffee. What have you two been up to? As I spoke, I did my best to drop my shoulders and look casual. No need to let them know how much it stressed me out when even my coffee defeated me.
We were supposed to be off earlier, but this case wasn't one we could just drop when it was time to go.
My mom rubbed her eyes.
We had to brief the Nomoses before we left so they could take over.
Another missing persons case? I asked in a quieter voice. My dad grimaced. What's different about this one? I could tell from my parents' shared glance that something unusual was up. They were both experienced detectives for the local police department and saw lots of missing persons cases. If a case was bothering them this much, something was up.
There are some unusual similarities between this one and a number of other cases we've seen recently,
my mother said slowly. I leaned in closer. You mean a special kind of case? My mom gave me a wry smile as she sipped her London fog. Of course, I knew she couldn't say much beyond that in public. A Fey princess, an elven prince, and their wizard child couldn't discuss much of that particular world in a busy human cafe. But I knew from the pursing of my mother's lips that I'd hit the mark. My parents were anomalies in the supernatural world. My mom was the eldest daughter of Fey King Daniil and my late Fey grandmother, Queen Victoria. She'd been raised in the heart of Las Vegas, at the center of her parents' sizable court at their resort on the Strip, where, from what I understood, she'd been the pride and joy of her family until she'd done the unthinkable and married an elf. My dad was an elven prince in his own right, and though neither of their courts was the most powerful among their races, they were far from inconsequential, which meant the scandal their wedding had caused was eclipsed only when they chose to abandon the courts altogether and move to the Las Vegas suburbs, where they'd joined the human police force and raised me. All that to say, my parents were hard to face. They'd survived multiple attempts on their lives, both while in the line of duty with the police department and from rivals in the supernatural world. So if this pattern, whatever it was, had rattled them, it wasn't something to be taken lightly. I started to ask my dad to put up a muffling charm to block our conversation from the humans around us when my mom interrupted me.
But we're not here to talk about work. We came to see you and hear about how you're doing in your new apartment.
Her smile was sweet, but I could see the anxiety behind her eyes and in the tightness of her shoulders, and it made me sigh. They were trying to be supportive, but it was obvious they were worried sick. Light. I had to keep it light. The apartment has been really fun to decorate,